final few days of Survivor Thailand, the winner Brian Heidick had to hold off a challenge from 3 of his original Chewy Gone tribe mates, Clay Jordan, Jan Gentry, and Helen Glover. Good morning. Okay, we just wanted to bring out Helen with Brian to show all of America that you guys have kissed and made up. True or false? I mean, is this genuine? Because, you know, last night, Helen, when you gave that, you put Sue Hawk's speech to shame, in my opinion. Okay, I was like, I had stomach cramps watching you deliver that. But then when you went to go vote, you seemed really at peace with the answer that you got from Brian as to why he supposedly stabbed you in the back. Is that true, or was it just that Clay gave you the worst answer possible, that he wasn't getting your vote?
Yeah. No. Yeah, I thought that was a little insane to, at that point, you know, not go after the vote. But my issue with Brian was more of a personal nature, feeling betrayed, and that was something that I wanted to deal with him. Like I said, 3 knives in my back, but only 1 really hurt. And so after all that we had been through, and the respect and the trust and relationship that we had built, I really wanted to get some answers for myself. But the underlying vote, I was confident in, and that I never wavered on.
Okay, welcome, Clay.
Hello, Julie.
You were just strolling in from the celebration party.
Yeah,
because
it's been a long night.
You know what? You won $100,000.
Sure did.
Being the first runner-up. Congratulations on that. Now, I have a question.
Okay.
If you had won that immunity challenge, would you have taken Brian?
Yes.
Loyalty or strategy?
Both loyalty and strategy.
You thought you could have won it? Well,
I felt I had a better chance to get Brian than Helen or Jan. They were strong. They were very well liked, very well respected. Yeah. Did you think you had it in the bag? No, I didn't think I had it in the bag. I thought I had a chance.
Okay. Well, we have
I was real surprised at some of the issues.
I think the caller wants to know, why didn't you two, as women, take leadership roles and stick together?
You know, it's a tough thing out there. Anybody that jumps out in front to be an obvious leader, which, trust me, I had to hold back on. I mean, anybody that knows me knows I'm going to jump right out in front and take a leadership role. Out there, it's a whole different game. You do that, you just cut your throat. You're out of the game. They'll vote you off in a heartbeat.
Jan, do you agree with that?
Yes, I absolutely do. Helen and I really kind of had an undiscussed bond together. Yes, we should have gone together. And we could have formed a force, because there were some pinnacle times that we...
Yeah, Helen, how come you didn't pull Jan aside, you know, right before tribal council when you were voted off, just to make sure that there wasn't some plan to stab you in the back? Did you think about doing that? Because
at the time, I was told by the 2 handsome gentlemen on either side of me that it was...
to stab her in the back.
That it was Jan going. And that day, she was off by herself, and I thought she was crying. And I came up to both these guys, and I said, I can't do this. She's over there crying. Please, I think we need to tell her she's going. Fully aware that I'm thinking she's going, and it's me going.
Ryan, I want you to wrap this up and tell me, basically in a few words, how you describe these fellow survivors who are sitting next to you. What is their strongest quality that brought them to the Final Four? Let's start with Helen.
Helen, wonderful. Clay, humorous, a comedian, makes you laugh. And Jan, just a great friend.
And also someone who may have overslept, because I know you're not wearing shoes. That's how late she was. Can we see a shot of your Christmas socks?
Holiday season, that's okay.
But we love the leather pants.
Thanks.
Nice job, you guys. Thanks so much. After 39 difficult days stranded on an Asian island, the winner of Survivor Thailand was determined last night.
The winner of Survivor Thailand, Brian.
Brian Heidick, good morning and congratulations. How are you feeling this morning?
Thank you. Feeling wonderful. Where's my check? I've been looking for my check all last night.
That'll come. First, we have to milk every, soundbite out of you first.
No problem.
Now, were you nervous last night when it was 3-3? You were sweating, come on.
Had to take that deep breath. Had to really see it in black and white. I really wanted to see that in black and white. I really needed that for myself.
Jeff Probst called you one of the best Survivor players ever. What was it about you that what did it take to win this game? How did you do it?
A lot of patience. You had to listen a lot. A lot of people stepped on their own feet. They kind of shot themselves in their own stomachs, and they really ruined their chances of proceeding further. Where I just kind of sat back and looked left, looked right, and oh, that happened? Oh, really? Did you see that happen? Oh, well, I don't know what happened. Just kind of walk off.
Was there deception too with that patient?
Of course, but that was part of the enjoyment. I liked a little bit going left and saying I was going left, but then going right. I was saying I was going to do this, but yet doing the other. So I had a really good time being a little deceptive, and that's part of the game that a lot of people don't like to admit, that it is a little deceptive, and it's you've got to be a little bit sneaky.
Okay.
But you've got to have fun doing it.
You took Clay to the final two. Was that strategy or was that loyalty?
Clay had more enemies than I did. I had no choice but to take Clay. Didn't want to risk it with the ladies that didn't have anything to do with us winning, or they had a lot to do with being on the island, but there are a lot of mixed emotions towards me because I helped out in a lot of the wins and helping take them down, and I would have been pissed at me if I was on the other tribe, so I wouldn't want me up there.
Well, you made the right choice because we polled the jurors as to who they would have voted for. Had you brought Janet to the final two, she would have won by 1 vote.
Wow.
So you did not make that $900,000 mistake. But at one point, you know, it looked like the men from your tribe, yourself, Clay, and Ted, were kind of forming this little alliance, the boys club. Why get rid of Ted?
Ted was, from my understanding out there in the island, he was plotting against me. He would have done the exact same thing I would have done him, and I've got to respect him, and I'm sure he respects me the same way. That's why he put his vote towards me. So he would have been doing the same thing to me in a heartbeat. So that's why he had to go. He had to go, and I wasn't quite sure how he switched, and I know he was conniving against me with Helen. So he had to go.
We have to get to Helen and a lot more topics in just a moment, so
Sure.
stay right there. And now on to some unfinished business. Survivor's creator Mark Burnett and the host of the show, Jeff Probst, are here with us in Los Angeles to settle some unfinished business with last night's winner, Brian Hedrick, namely, $1 million check. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
And we should make note that this is not a prop, because normally you see that big check, you know. This is the real deal.
This is the real $1 million check that Brian earned.
Yes, he did. Lots of patience and deception. It's a good combination. Do you have to sign it over?
I have to sign it.
Can we see the official? Are you shaking right now, Brian?
I'm just looking at the amount.
Checking the zero. Wait, count the zeros.
That's Mark's no joke with it, so I trust him completely.
What are you going to do with the money?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Jeff.
Nice work, Brian.
Thank you.
What are you going to do with the $1 million?
Double it, triple it, quadruple it.
So you're not going to go buy, you're just going to invest?
I'm going to take care of business, take care of the people around me, and take care of myself. But I do want to... It's so funny.
He's counting the zeros. He's like, I do.
It's so funny how people are always talking about how much they want to spend it. Let's talk about what we're going to do with it and how we can maybe double it or triple it. So that's what I want to try to do good with it and increase. Build. On to
This
the
guy
next
never
level.
quits.
It's
Sorry.
a classic.
Wait.
Brian, the game's over.
Yeah, exactly. You
This
won
is real
the
life.
check.
This is real life.
Jeff, you always say it's so hard to predict who is going to do well out there. Did you at any point think Brian was going to win this thing?
About midway through, I did notice that he was extremely smart at the game, and at not manipulating people, but at giving people what they needed. Brian's the first guy to figure out that Julie likes to have people nod back at her, and so he figures out how, and then he knows that I like just a little subtle handshake, so he gives me the little tiny handshake, and he figures out what you need to get. Used car salesman. I mean, it worked. Best sell of his life.
We're all under your spell, Brian.
Highline used cars. Highline.
Highline, yeah. Highline
Can
world.
I just see that check for
course,
1
Julie,
minute?
of course.
Okay. I will never hold $1 million again. But so tell me, Mark, you have some props here? I just want to make sure it's safe. Okay, we have this urn here is the urn that translated to $1 million for you. And you brought it out here, Mark, because you're going to auction it off. Why? Where do the proceeds go?
You know, that is the real urn, and if you take the votes out, those are the votes that gave Brian his $1 million last night that Jeff brought back from Thailand. And ever since we went to Africa and Lex went to the AIDS hospital, Jeff and I have been working with the Elizabeth Glaser Pediatric AIDS Foundation. All the props from every season of Survivor go on eBay, as do these votes and earn, are on eBay today, and you can being auctioned, and all the money raised goes to the Glazer Pediatric AIDS Foundation.
That's wonderful. It's the game show that just keeps on giving. You don't have to be stranded on an island to benefit from Survivor. You know, now we're done with you. I want to hear about the Amazon, because that's the next time we need our Survivor fix. Tell us what we can expect in February with the next installment of Survivor 6.
Well, it's wet, it's hot. It was actually, we were talking, it was as hot as Thailand, but the rain rained like never before. And you have always, with Survivor, crazy animals. You have caiman alligators, you have piranha, which just go into a frenzy when they see anything near it. And you have the anaconda, which is a very scary snake. Plus you have these weird animals that I'd never seen, like the sloth.
What's the sloth?
The sloth is this, almost like a miniature bear with these arms that just go like this, and they can hook around, and they've got claws, and they sit in a tree and you can't see them. They're so camouflaged, but they're the coolest animal. They move at about 1/2 mile a year. I mean, it just...
That's why they say stop acting like a sloth, like very slow, like
Yes.
a snail. Did the weather affect your game? Because he was talking about how humid it is in Thailand. You guys are always sweating.
I enjoy the heat. I enjoy the heat.
You had that advantage over everybody else then.
Julie, you will never get Brian. I don't care what it is. No matter what happens, he intended it to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Is that true?
A little luck helps too.
You were the
luck.
puppet master kind of controlling everybody out there?
A little luck doesn't hurt. A little luck
This
doesn't
guy
hurt.
doesn't break a sweat.
No, he doesn't. Him and Richard Hatch together.
That's right. He's moving in with Richard Hatch tomorrow. They're going to be roommates.
well,
Wait,
now, hold on
have
a
you
second
talked
now.
to all the winners?
I disagree with that.
Congratulations once again, Brian and Mark. Always a great job. You are the true master here, okay? And Jeff, you did an awesome, awesome job last night on the live show.
Thanks.
So congratulations to you. Everyone's saying that.